It is so critical that we understand that we come from the land and that we need a governor who sees us. Right now, there is legislation that was passed and money that was allocated for Black farmers. There are those who are fighting to stop that money from making its way to our farmers. Governor Kemp has been silent on it. My mission is to make certain we deliver those millions of dollars that have been denied to our people for so long, because that's how we thrive. 4 years ago, I ran for governor because I believe that families, that people deserve to thrive, that they should have opportunity, education, financial security. And 4 years ago, I had a plan for how to deliver that. I didn't become governor. And I spent the next 4 years really thinking about how to get the work done, but also practicing, helping deliver the end to medical debt for 68,000 Georgians, working on the census, doing what we could around vaccines. And at the same time, Brian Kemp was unfortunately refusing to expand Medicaid, refusing to address the issues of criminal justice, refusing to do anything about the affordable housing crisis, and moving the state backwards by banning abortion and making gun violence more prevalent. I'm running again because the work is unfinished, and it is my responsibility. If I see there's a problem, I think it's my job to try to fix it, and that means running to be the governor of the state of Georgia. The state of Georgia is a little under 11 million people. We have 120 counties that are considered rural counties, and 1/3 of the population is African American. We have Black farmers, we have Black factory workers, we have Black people who have anchored these communities for centuries, but they have been left out and left behind by economic development, by healthcare needs, by advances like technology. It is so critical that we understand that we come from the land and that we need a governor who sees us. Right now, there is legislation that was passed and money that was allocated for Black farmers. There are those who are fighting to stop that money from making its way to our farmers. Governor Kemp has been silent on it. My mission is to make certain we deliver those millions of dollars that have been denied to our people for so long, because that's how we thrive. But it also lifts up the entire state. Agribusiness in Georgia hires 1 out of 7 people. If we do our best by and we do right by our people, especially Black people in rural America and rural Georgia, we change the future. Georgia has become more purple because we've been working at it. This doesn't happen overnight. In 2010, when I ran to be Democratic leader, my mission was to harness the demographic changes. But demography is not destiny, it is opportunity. And what we've been able to do, both through the work that I was able to do directly as Democratic leader and the founder of New Georgia Project and Fair Fight and Fair Count, was coupled with the work that was done by organizations across the South, especially organizations grounded in Georgia that never got the attention or the resources they needed. One of my great successes was being able to bring money to Georgia. But what was more important was being able to show that if we targeted communities of color, if we talked about the issues facing Black Georgians, that we could not only galvanize voters to turn out, we could knit a multiracial, multi-ethnic, multi-generational coalition. That's why we're making progress, because people see themselves and hear themselves, and every time they see success, they believe more is possible. What was my playlist 30 years ago when I was at Spelman College? It was Prince, it was more Prince. I did a little New Edition, I did some Van Halen. It was always important to have The Tribe on your playlist. And I think around that time, Seal made his first appearance, but I had a very vast playlist, and you can never leave behind the dulcet tones of Mariah Carey in the 1980s and 90s. When I win this November, my first responsibility is to expand Medicaid in the state of Georgia. Right now, Georgia is facing the ignominious and avoidable tragedy of having one of our oldest hospitals shut down. A hospital that sits in the heart of Atlanta, serves a largely African American and low-income community, is being shut down because of the current governor's refusal to expand Medicaid. He's refusing $3.5 billion every single year that could not only save lives, it could create thousands of good-paying jobs, it could save jobs, and it could make Georgia even more competitive. But his meanness and his callousness has him saying no to something that 38 other governors have agreed to. And I intend to be the governor who brings Medicaid expansion to Georgia, and that's job one.